everyone, it's almost time for the 2020 Reading Rush. This will be my second year participating. It's a readathon hosted within the book community, BookTube, Bookstagram, whatever, that's been going since 2013, and it's a week long from July 20th to the 26th. Goal is to spend 1 week reading as much as you can, hanging out with your bookish friends online. There's also challenges and giveaways that you can enter. You can sign up for a profile at thereadingrush.com and track how many pages you read daily, collect badges as you complete challenges and prompts, and there's also a great forum where you can chat with like-minded readers and make a bunch of new friends. This year, I'll not only be participating, but I will be vlogging the whole week, aka daily vlogs are back, much like I did during the Horrorbound readathon. I will be working during this time though, so it would be more of a challenge to read as much as possible than it was during the Horrorbound readathon, but I'm ready for it. For more info, go to thereadingrush.com and join in on July 20th. Make sure you follow Horrorbound all over the place at Horrorbound blog on Twitter and Instagram, and horrorbound.net, where you can find my book reviews and my daily vlogs as well. So here's what I'll be reading for each Reading Rush prompt. First up is read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. I was born in April, so my birthstone is a diamond, so I just went with the color white and picked Baby Teeth by Zoe Stage. This has been on my TBR forever, and this is a horror story about a strained relationship between a mother and child, which is very similar to one of the books I read for the Horrorbound readathon. Next up is to read a book that starts with the. I chose Beauty by Aaliyah Whiteley. This was a blind buy at the bookstore. I'm not too sure about the story, but it's a horror tale about a world where the women are gone, our men are coping poorly. Because duh. That's all I really know. Next prompt is to read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. Now this is really hard for me because I basically refuse to watch movies based on books before I've actually read the book, so I had to actually go all the way back to the 50s. So I've chosen The Bad Seed by William March. This was turned into a horror movie in 1956 and is definitely a favorite of mine. It's about a horrifying little girl who is a budding serial killer, and I'm looking forward to reading the original story for the first time and then most likely revisiting the movie. This next prompt was pretty fun. It's basically read the first book you touch. And for this, I grabbed a small pile of books off my TBR, closed my eyes, and randomly picked a book. That book is Revenge by Yoko Agawa. This is a horror short story collection that was recommended to me by my friend Dave, who has never steered me wrong before, so I'm pretty excited. I don't know anything about it, but apparently going in blind is the best way. The next one is up for interpretation. It's read a book completely outside of your house. Obviously, due to the pandemic, you can interpret that however you please. For me, I think I'll go down to the beach and read a graphic novel. It's super easy to social distance. The beach is literally a 5-minute walk from my house, and I'll be perfectly safe while I'm down there. The one I've chosen is Paper Girls Volume 2. I read the first one during the Horrorbound readathon and it was incredible. All you need to know is badass girls and aliens. Alright, next prompt is to read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. For this, I chose the Western genre. I call it a favorite of mine, but I've only read a few books within it, but that whole genre fascinates me. So I'm going with Upright Women Wanted by Sarah Gailey. Esther is a stowaway in a librarian's book wagon escaping an arranged marriage. Part of the book summary is, and I quote, "The future American Southwest is full of bandits, fascists, and queer librarian spies on horseback trying to do the right thing." So I think that's all we need to know. I think anyone would want to read that book. Lastly, read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. I live in Canada, North America, so I chose The Deep by River Solomon, David Diggs, William Hutchins, and Jonathan Snipes. A quick description is, the water-breathing descendants of African slave women tossed overboard have built their own underwater society and must reclaim the memories of their past to shape their future. I've been wanting to read this one for a long time, so I'm pretty excited to jump in. So that's it. Lots of great stories to read, and I'm looking forward to reading as much as I can during the Reading Rush week. Come back to the channel later this month for the daily vlogs and follow Horrorbound on all social media platforms. Stay spooky!